Hello, everyone. This is Michael Reza, aka Lake Dawson. This is the second podcast. It is currently 9:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hey, we're here. So, as we go along, just to give you some information, we're gonna change up the system for this podcast. Okay, right now it's just me speaking about the books that I have and the growth and how I'm here to motivate individuals to grow in their lives as well, how to accomplish their goals and become exactly what they want to become, do exactly what they want to do in life. So that's what this podcast is about. And then the next podcast, I'll be interviewing a few folks. Some folks in the entertainment industry, some folks that are authors, that are artists, you name it. People that if you met them in person, they would be willing to help you to grow as mentors. So I think that'll be something that is interesting to listen to. And I think that individuals who are familiar with the podcast, they know you know that you have the ability to grasp a lot of concepts that you may not be able to with other individuals that are in your lives. So welcome to the podcast. So what we'll begin with is the question of the books. So currently I have 6 books that are published on Amazon.com and Amazon Kindle and CreateSpace.com. You could sample those. If you go to Amazon.com, you could just click on look inside and read a little bit or sample the download on your Kindle app. Many of the books are short stories and motivational poems. To help with growth in your life. That's the whole purpose. It's about desire. It's about growth. It's about the lioness in you and how to get that out, how to bring that out of you. And the main goal as a whole, right? This is for everybody as a whole, right? You don't want to waste your time. You go to work, come home, go to work, come home, and the next thing you know, you are in a hospital on your deathbed and you're asking yourself, well, why didn't I do something this entire time? You know, I feel that we all are brought here on this earth for a specific purpose and a specific goal, but we have to find out what that goal is and then what that purpose is. The only thing is our brains, the way our brains are structured, our brain will try and stop us from doing something so that it won't harm us in the long run. Okay, and we have to learn how to control those thoughts. We have to learn that the thoughts in our brain do not control us. Okay, that's one thing that a lot of people aren't aware of. They're not aware that when you're born, the brain is absorbing all of this information from your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your colleagues, and it's making decisive decisions over time based off of those interactions with those folks, plus what you deal with in your everyday life. And now to change that, you have to create a learning curve. Once you create that learning curve and you teach your brain yourself that no, this is how it's going to work, this is what's going to happen, and everything will be fine, then you'll begin to see the true growth that you have and how to potentially get to where you want to be. Okay, but yeah, I have 6 published books currently on Amazon.com, and I am impressed myself with those books. Just to let you know, there was one I just completed called Broken Faith, which is a poetic notes, poem a day. When you wake up in the morning, read the poem to get you on your way, get you started for the day. It's like motivation station. It's like an individual sitting right next to you when you wake up in the morning saying, let's go. you have that ability to move on. Something bad happened to you the day before, you have the ability to get up the following morning, read a page, say, yes, I get it, let's move on. You move on to the next phase, and that's how it go. You move on and you grow. Okay, so I mean, this is the main point. There's only one book currently that I've written called The Warrior of the Seventh Dimension. That's also on Amazon.com as well as Kindle and CreateSpace. And Warrior of the Seventh Dimension is a series of books of short stories. So this Warrior of the Seventh Dimension is one book of one story in the series. Okay, and I could give you details. You know what? I am going to give you a little bit of detail. So it's about, it stems around an artificial intelligence created designer. And one day he receives something, and yes, I'm not going to go, that deep in with it, but he receives something, and then next thing you know, his life turns into this magical world. And now you have all sorts of things that would not normally be friends with him, befriend him. And just if you get the book, you'll see what I'm talking about. All of my books are affordable, are reasonably priced. Lowest priced book is 99 cents. The highest priced paperback is $10. But everything on Kindle is between 99 cents and $4.99. Okay, so it's a great read. These books are meant for you to read them quickly. Okay, and the reason why is I think people would enjoy books more if they were in a smaller fashion. 35, 40, 60 pages long, and you could read that while you're at a cafe and you're studying, or you're just relaxing, and you see the book, you pick it up, you read it. Oh wow, this is amazing. Once you finish your coffee, you're done with the book, and then you'll be ready for the next one. And that's the point. It gives you that ability to get a taste, and then once the next book once the next book is released, you pick it up, grab that coffee again, and you start the next series. Then we have another book called The Book of Nothingness and Everythingism, and The Book of Nothingness and Everythingism 2, Land of Marata. And those are two series books as well, but these are short story and poems. And they're not just your normal poems or short stories either. I mean, these things go deep. These things go really deep with regard to your growth as an individual, with regard to your fantasies in life, how you perceive life, and knowing that you could still have that child mentality but live an adult life. You could still have that fantasy world. You could that Jim Henson type of world. You still have that capability, that love. And I know a lot of you guys out there still love the Jim Hensons, still love the Muppet Babies, still, that kind of thing. So look out for the new books that are coming out, though. I do have a couple that will be released between the end of this month and the end of next month. And I think you will like those as well. Other than that, my growth has come from mentors. This is a different topic now, and I think this is something that young adults need to understand. They need to understand that in order to grasp a concept of something that they are genuinely interested in, they have to be around someone who is experienced, or read or listen to podcasts like this one, or watch videos and just take in as much information as they possibly can. Do an internship program, whether it's paid or non-paid. Visit another state, visit another country. Do what you have to do to grow within that field and learn as much as you can in that field that you're interested in. Once you do that, then you yourself can be as artistic and creative as you want to be. I mean, as a whole, and that's the key. Like, you have to keep learning every day. Learn every day. Learn every day. Learn. As a matter of fact, right now at this moment, what I want you all to do is I want you all to read one book a day. You could read paperback, hardcover, or an audio book. It doesn't have to be my books. You could use and read anything, but it could be the topics of your choice. But read one book a day. The average person in this entire world reads 1 to 5 books a year. 1 to 5 a year. And if you read 1 book a day, you will then become ahead of the curve. As a matter of fact, let me give you, there's a book, I know what it is. The 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss, and the 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss. He goes into details about, in the 4-Hour Work Week, how to structure your day so you could maximize your time for the minimum amount of time, basically. And then he interviews multiple people who are CEOs, who are businessmen, who have done this, who have done that. And it gives you an understanding of what you should do once you're in their shoes. Okay, that's the growth mechanism. In the 4-Hour Body, he goes into a detailed scientific structure of how to lose weight, what types of food to eat and why. He also goes into the structure of the bone and the structure of certain medicines as well. He also goes into ketones and he explains the details and interviews several people, doctors, with regard to this. So since then, I've been on one of his plans that are in the book, in the 4-Hour Bodies book. And this is a 7-day meal plan where 6 days out of 7, you are eating no carbs, no sugar, no white flour or no substance that contains white flour. And you are intaking your potassium, your magnesium, and your calcium. You can't drink milk though, nothing like that. So in that part of the program, you have to eat these things on 6 days out of 7. And in eating those things, you would include your broccoli, you would include your kale, your spinach, that kind of thing. And you have to eat a half an hour after you wake up, within a half an hour after you wake up. And not only that, but you would eat within a 4-hour period. So you would have breakfast, and then 4 hours after that, you would have lunch, and 4 hours after that, you would have a snack, and 4 hours after that. And it's between 5 and 6 meals a day. And then once you get to the 7th day, you have the ability to consume whatever you like, cakes, cookies. And what this does is it balances the body's metabolism out to where you don't swell it up as much and you lose more weight. So if you get a chance, go ahead and pick that book up. I think that book is awesome. That book, 4-Hour Body and the 4-Hour Work Week. Tim Ferriss also has YouTube channel has a YouTube channel that you could watch, and he also has a podcast. So he is definitely an inspiration to me, and I'm sure